Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to Winning Picks Weekly, week 13. We apologize for not coming out on the week 12, but boy, oh boy, did Greg and I have crazy weeks in our pool. Literally won both of our leagues. I got one wrong on the no spread. I got three wrong against the spread the whole entire week. Greg absolutely killed it. We apologize. We were out last week, but hey, we're back. It's week 13. I hate the slate this week. Greg loves it. It's great to be back. And without further ado, let's just get into it. Greg, Thursday, huge division game for not only us as Jets fans, but the entire AFC and honestly the entire NFL. One of the best Thursday games all year. Honestly, the ones that I can remember.
Yeah.
Bills at Patriots. The Bills, man, -4 on the road in Foxborough after honestly what's been a crazy travel schedule for them, man. They went from the snowstorm with no practice to Detroit, won, came back home, went back to Detroit on Thanksgiving Thursday, won, came home, and now we're going to Foxborough on a quote unquote short week. Not really short for them though. What do you got in this game?
Yeah, I mean, neither of these teams, both these guys played on Thanksgiving last week.
That's
They're
true. I
back
forgot
on,
about that.
yeah, they're back on Thursday Night Football again this week. Dude, I like the Patriots at home. 4 points is nice. Home team. I think the Patriots looked pretty good against Minnesota last week. Um, and, I just think Bill Belichick, the New England Patriots, I think 4 points, somehow they find a way to keep it close. Buffalo, they've had a little up and down. I mean, ever since they played us, it's gone from the Bills are the Super Bowl favorite. They've been the Super Bowl favorite since June. Everyone's loved them. Everyone's picked them. I said on our NFL preview before the season started, there is no way the Buffalo Bills are winning the Super Bowl. And ever since they played us, it's been shaky. It's been absolutely shaky for the Bills. They won last week against the Lions, but that's as close as you can really get in the NFL.
Did not cover.
He did not
Not even
cover.
close.
No, loved the underdogs last week. So I'm back with the underdogs again, especially Thursday Night Football. The games, like you said, haven't been too good. I think this is going to be good, but I think it's probably going to be low scoring. You get a little weather. It gets a little cold in Foxborough. I know the Bills are ready for that, but these guys always seem to play close games. I like New England here on Thursday night.
The Patriots feel like the right side. The Patriots feel like the easy side. But for the sake of the New York Jets, and for the sake of me, I want to take Buffalo so bad. It feels so easy to take New England at home +4.
Yeah.
That's a like that's a swing. That's a huge swing. You know what I mean? And it's Bill Belichick. I mean, for me, it's crazy for me to take Buffalo, but that's why I want to take Buffalo. Honestly, the only issue I have is this rumor about the flu going around in the Buffalo locker room.
Yep.
I don't know how true that is. If there's a flu in Buffalo, I honestly am worried about it. It seems like the sharp money is on the Patriots, which it should be. It's +4 at home. I'm gonna ride with Buffalo here. I don't love it, but I'm just taking the hard bet here. For me, the Patriots are the easy bet on Thursday night here. I'm taking the Bills. Any last thoughts on this game?
No, I like it.
All right, let's move on to the 1 o'clock slate. Huge 1 o'clock slate. Greg, for me, it's actually a 12 o'clock slate because I'll be in Minnesota on Minnesota time. And let's just start there. We got the New York Jets at the Minnesota Vikings. 7-4 New York Jets at the 9-2 Vikings, dude. Crazy matchup. Vikings -3 at home. What do you got in this game?
Dude, I said it on the Jets preview. You could check it out now. Knicks, Jets, etc. Anywhere podcasts are available. You check it out on the YouTube. Hopefully you're checking us out on YouTube. So go over that playlist and give that a listen, man. I like the Jets in this one. I like the Jets winning outright in this one.
Ooh.
I think the Jets can hang, man. I really do. Mike White looked great last week. Do we get the same performance, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions? I don't think so, but I think our defense is good enough
But I hope
to.
so.
Yeah, but I hope so. Yeah, you're damn right. But I think the defense is good enough to slow down this Vikings offense. We've talked about it at length over there. Our issues for defense for it seems like a decade now has been the running back out of the backfield and tight ends. They have a great running back in Dalvin Cook. They picked up a great tight end in the middle of the season, interdivision trade, and TJ Hawkinson. So I'm nervous about that. Not too worried about Justin Jefferson and Thielen, even though they're very good. I think we match up well. I like the Jets at +3 for sure. I'm taking that. I don't have it as a best bet, but I will have it in the Hail Mary parlay coming up.
Yeah, I got the money line in my Jets Hail Mary parlay as well. I also have it in my teaser parlay up to 9.
Yeah, I like that.
But just as a note, I also have the Patriots in my teaser up to 10. So I'm teasing these first couple games that we're talking about. Listen, I'm gonna be at the game. I'm gonna be right there, front row. You should have been there with me, but you won't be. I'll be representing for the Jets. Of course, I love this game. Of course, I love the Jets as the best bet +3. Completely biased, absolutely. What am I gonna do, man? I bleed green and white. But you want some actual stats in this game? I mean, you said it here first. I like the over. We already jumped from 41 to 44.5, and I see reason why. Like you said, TJ Hawkinson, tight end they picked up. That's exactly what the Jets' kryptonite is. Their linebackers in coverage. Justin Jefferson moves around, so he's going to move away from Sauce, right? So I think that's another worry. Dalvin Cook out of the backfield. It's all going to be a problem. At the same time, Mike White is a beast. Our offense is flowing. Our offense is moving. Bam Knight is moving with those legs. You can't tackle Ty Johnson 30 yards after tackle. And they have the 32 pass defense in the league, literally the worst. So I love the Jets +3. They're about to make a statement in the league, 8-4, and the Vikings can't be 10-2, bro. They can't be 10-2. We got you, NFL. We got you, NFC. The Vikings aren't going to be 10-2. We got you, Philadelphia. And speaking of Philadelphia 10-1, bro. Holy crap. I mean, I feel like I was like riding on a high horse, to be honest with you. Like told you guys I was right. The Eagles are finally gonna fall off. They don't look right. They're 10-1. You know what I mean? Like I honestly I was expecting another loss or something. 10-1. They did have another big injury. Dude, lacerated kidney is wild. But that's a really bad injury for their secondary. They're dropping like flies here, and I'm going another best bet for me, and I'm going to continue fading the Eagles here, and it's 5.5. That's a disrespectful number to the Tennessee Titans, who have been playing solid defense all year. They run the ball. Trey Burks has been good since he's been back, man. Look out, dude. Trey Burks is here, and he's fresh legs, dude. You have to take that into account. I love the Titans +5.5. Another huge best bet of mine against the Eagles. And to be honest with you, I could see them outright winning this game.
Yeah, I was thinking about it as in my Hail Mary parlay for sure. I stayed away from it just because I think this could go either way. Like I think that there's a chance that the Titans just aren't able to keep up. They're another one of those teams, man, the Titans, where just injury after injury after injury. It happens every year. I'm not sure why some teams have it and other teams don't. But Jeffrey Simmons, he's questionable right now. I think if he plays, you get pressure on Hurts back there because I mean we saw him run last week. He can throw. You have to get some sort of pressure and contain on him in the back in the pocket because if he has all day to make plays, he's gonna make plays. And yeah, since Treylon Burks has been back, Tennessee's been okay. They've been okay throwing the ball. They've obviously been good rushing the football. So I like Tennessee here +5.5. I'm with you on the best bet train on this. It just seems like too many points. I don't know what I'm missing. It's a 1:00 game too. You know, I talked about the Eagles not really being able to close out games. They were able to close out the game last week against Green Bay, which was great to see because I had them. But I just think
Dude, Jake
Tennessee.
Elliott doesn't kick that many field goals. I know that's like a weird statistic here, but I feel like when you're trying to cover spreads, I don't know.
Yeah, they go for it a ton too. So like that hurts his opportunities. That hurts those 3 points add up a lot. You kick 2 field goals, 3 field goals, you're looking at a touchdown and plus some. So yeah, give me
Six
the
and five against the spread this year.
yeah, and that's what matters to me. 10-1's great, and, against just straight up. I care about against the spread. So I'm going Titans here in this one. I like it as a 1 o'clock game. I think just Tractor Cito gets out there, he gets running, keeps the ball out of the Eagles' hands. Titans, like I said, been looking pretty good, kind of getting a rhythm. It's their division to win. They're sitting at 7-4, but I don't really see a lot of competition after whatever the hell's going on in Indianapolis. So I think the Titans might get it done. I think they might get a win this week.
Speaking of Tennessee, they're 8-3 against the spread, man. 72%, and they're catching 5.5 against the Eagles, who had a terrible injury and they're kind of reeling. Man, best bet here, double best bet for us. I love it, man. I absolutely love it, and they are in my Hail Mary parlay for sure as the money line. All right, let's take it down a notch. Let's go to a disgusting game here, which I hope that is not on Red Zone a lot, but who knows? The NFL has given us everything. Basically, the opposite. It's opposite day. A lot of these games. And it's the
Yeah.
4-7 Jaguars against the Detroit Lions at 4-7. Basically, a pick 'em here. Don't want to watch it. Think it's going to be absolutely disgusting. And I watch this be the most entertaining game of the entire 1 o'clock slate. Just absolutely owning Red Zone, which I will be watching. But I'm sure oh, speaking of, kind of off note, but I wonder if they do it like MetLife, where they have red zone on the screen. Green Bay did not have that at all. MetLife
Yeah,
has
that's
red zone going
tough.
on the whole game. I wonder if US Bank's gonna do that. Anyway, what do you got in this game, man?
Dude, I like Detroit, man. Detroit, they've been cooking. They lost last week in a very close one. Probably the closest Thanksgiving game that I can remember for the Lions in, 5 to 10 years or so. So, dude, I think they've been looking pretty good. I've kind of gone back and forth. Early in the season, I was on them saying I think they can stay within 3 points of anyone. I kind of fell off them a little bit. I've been back and forth on who I'm picking. It's 1 point or half a point depending on what sports book you're looking at, which really doesn't do too much for me. So I'm just gonna pick what I think is the better team. I think it's the Detroit Lions. Both these teams are 4-7. Jaguars had a great win last week. So yeah, they won that game right with Trevor Lawrence in the
Yes, yeah,
comeback.
it was the best game of his whole life. And then they went for
Yeah,
Doug Peterson, the whole thing. They're back, they're rolling.
so
James Robinson still complaining. I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I think it's a big time letdown spot for them. They're not a type of franchise I think that can kind of build on that kind of stuff. Detroit, I think it's a good bounce back spot for them. They had a terrible loss at home, but they look competitive. I hope this game is on Red Zone. I have St. Brown in pretty much every fantasy league, and he's been great for me this year. So I got Detroit in this one. I like them a lot. Might look at alternate line here a little bit, maybe -2.5, maybe -6.5. I don't know.
a little juice, a little
Yeah.
juice. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take Jacksonville here because of that last game.
Mhm.
Because maybe Doug Peterson is about to start rolling, and sometimes he gets teams going. Trevor Lawrence had a good game, man. Marvin Jones unlocked. They got some weapons, dude. Christian Kirk, like if they actually start playing football, they could maybe win games. And I hope it is on red zone for one thing, Greg. I hope you get to scout this team because the Jets are playing both these teams coming up.
Yeah, it's true. In a couple weeks.
So yeah, let me know how that goes. I'm scared of Aiden Hutchinson. I heard he's been doing pretty well. I've been rewatching those games. So let's jump to an NFC showdown here, Greg. And ooh, I mean, I can go either we can go either way here. Let's start off in the north, where it's the Green Bay Packers, 4-8, the ribless Aaron Rodgers
Yep.
at -5.5 at the Chicago Bears with the AC jointless Justin Fields +5.5. Honestly, man, losing their safety was probably worse than anything that could ever happen at quarterback for them. Chicago does not stand a chance anymore for the rest of the season. They're gonna give up the most points for the rest of the season. Their defense is gonna be abysmal. I don't know why they would play Justin Fields. Aaron Rodgers said they're gonna keep playing as long as they're mathematically alive, which good for him. I think they look better with Jordan Love. So to each his own. I love Green Bay here. What do you got, man?
Yeah, I like Green Bay here too. I just think Green Bay beat Chicago. It's like the sky is blue, the sun rises every day, and Green Bay beat Chicago. I don't know really more. I don't have too much handicapping or analysis on this. I just think it is what it is. 5.5 points is not enough to scare me away. I love Green Bay here, especially if Aaron Rodgers plays. I do agree that he is beat the hell up. I mean, we started talking about Aaron Rodgers' thumb before the Jets game, and it feels like an eternity ago. He's been playing through a thumb injury. Then the thumb injury started getting talked about more. Now it's a rib injury. He's really having a tough season. Green Bay is having a tough season. But I think no matter how tough a season is for Green Bay, they get up and they beat the living snot out of Chicago every year. So give me Green Bay -5.5. Give me Green Bay as my second best bet of the day.
Let's go.
I don't know why. I really like them this week.
Let's go. All right. I like that. I
I
like that
think if
confidence.
I think if Aaron Rodgers was rolling and this team was like, instead of 4-8 they were 8-4 and Chicago looked like Chicago, I think this is like a 14-point spread, and I don't think they're that terrible. I think Watson's been pretty good the last few weeks. I think the passing game has been getting a little bit better. The running game's there. It's just the defense. The defense has to do something for Green Bay.
Your tone has really changed in Green Bay this week. But hey, man, listen, this trend with teams going into the bye week, the week after, it doesn't apply here because both the Bears and Green Bay are going into their bye week.
Yeah.
But I like Green Bay taking this win here and jumping in. And because of this trend, I'm really worried about this next game. The other NFC showdown that I referenced, and that's the Washington Commanders. 7-5. Look out, man. -2.5 at the Giants. 7-4 seem to be. It's crazy. Like it seems like Washington is on such a high and the Giants are on such a low. Giants 7-4. The +2.5 at home, man. What do you like? The Commanders going into a bye week next week, but they killed. They've been on such a good streak, man. They got the big hats and everything.
Yeah,
What do you got in this game?
they got the big hats cooking with Robinson. Heineke's look great. I mean, the defense has been okay, but it's Heineke's been able to make plays.
Covers games.
They have weapons, man. They have good receivers. They have a good running back. I give Washington a lot of credit for turning this around. I thought Ron Rivera was in trouble. I feel like he's kind of squandered an opportunity here in Washington where they had so many unbelievable players on this defense. And now for 3 years, it feels like hasn't really been able to do anything. I know Chase Young's been hurt, but
He's back.
he's back, exactly.
He's back. He's back.
And they're coming in the right direction. However, I do think the Giants save their season maybe with a win here and kind of rally the troops a little bit. They don't have anyone.
They don't need it, bro.
They don't have
They
anyone
don't need
to catch
it.
a football.
And they don't like. Yes,
If the loser of this game does not make the playoffs.
No, here's the thing, man. I'm so glad you said that because the New York Giants, as long as I've known them, as long as I know football, that's exactly what they want you to think. They want you to be, oh, it's down and out, it's over. Now they're 7-5 and they lost. Then you know what their schedule is right after this? It's the Eagles and then it's back at Washington. So if they lose this game and they win the next two, what's the difference? They're going to be fine. They're going to be right back in the mix.
I don't know if they're beating the Eagles.
I'm just saying, Giants, Eagles at MetLife, anything could happen.
Yeah,
and then they split with Washington, right? Like even if they lose now, they win in Washington in 2 weeks after they beat the Eagles, and then you're sitting, and then they're right back in it, right? Then it's Minnesota, Colts, Eagles, and then they got 9 wins already, right? And 9 wins, and they're staring at those three. I'm just saying, I don't think this is the season-ending game yet for the Giants, especially because I think they're still in it, and I think they're going to lose this game. And it's on my theory about the bye week, and it's on my theory that Chase Young is going to absolutely murder Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I don't think that the Giants know what's coming with a healthy, fresh Chase Young. They've been putting him on the burner for a couple weeks. Kind of just like, don't come early. I feel like he's going to come back healthy, and he's one of the best defensive ends in the league, man.
Yeah, he's great. To me, the Giants just check too many boxes. You had the Thursday night game last week, so you're on a little bit of a mini bye, if you will. your home team getting points or you're getting points in a divisional game. To me, I feel like it is a must-win, even though we disagree on that. To me, there's just too many things here that point to the Giants absolutely should win this game,
But
and
it's a
you're
must win
getting
for
2.5
both, right?
points. What's up?
I mean, for the same reason, it's a must win. I'm not saying it's like not a must win for the Giants. I'm just saying I don't think they're out if they lose. But it's in that same context, it's a must win for Washington.
Yeah, but like to your point, they're kind of in two different things. Like if
You know,
you're,
Washington's schedule is Giants, bye week, Giants.
yeah, but to your point, like you said earlier, it's just like they're on two different paths. Like the Giants started out so hot that we talked about this again on the Jets episode, the Knicks, Jets, etc. If the Giants don't make the playoffs, there's a chance that it's a disappointing season, even though it's a great season for a first-year head coach. Whereas in Washington, if you come out of this game and you're 7-6, it's like, okay, like we've had an incredible 3 or 4 weeks. Let's get into the bye week. Let's get it right, and let's try to finish this out strong. Where you're kind of playing with house money, if you will, if you're Washington, because you start out so
Fair.
poor.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. It's gonna be a good one. All right,
Yes,
I'm gonna jump to my hold your nose pick of the week.
Oh.
And that's the Denver Broncos plus 8.5 at the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens minus 8.5. Dude, I understand Denver stinks on offense, right? Russell Wilson stinks. I totally get it. But on what planet are the Ravens giving up 8.5 points, bro? Like, what am I missing? Like, hold my nose. Like, I don't know what to say here. Like, what's going on? They can't score. They have talking about wide receivers. They have nobody to throw to. They have another running back coming off IR this week in Dobbins. Like Gus Edwards going to play again. I don't know. Like Lamar Jackson constantly questionable. The Ravens fan base is imploding. Denver doesn't let up points to begin with. You know what I mean? Like you're not going into a fun situation here. Russell Wilson, maybe he'll have a good game once in a while. Maybe one day, like maybe at one point he'll make a couple passes. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
8.5 is crazy to me, man. This is my hold your nose. I gotta take Denver here. What do you got?
Yeah, I was thinking about actually taking Baltimore as their hold your nose pick because there's no lead that's safe with Baltimore, especially giving 8.5 points. I'm actually going to go with a what am I missing pick here because to me, I agree with you. 8.5 points is crazy. I get that Denver absolutely stinks. Baltimore is not very good. I feel like we've been all over the place with Baltimore. It's like the offense isn't good, but the defense sucks too. Like the defense just lets up so many plays in the second half. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So this is my what am I missing pick. Because I can't figure out what I'm missing, I'm going with the pick that makes me absolutely sick to my stomach and taking Baltimore.
I agree. And you know what?
But you could say that either way. I could have just said it's sick to my stomach. I'm taking Denver but I fundamentally will not take the Denver Broncos. I just can't do it.
I agree with you. And honestly, we kind of cheated on just those picks specifically because I kind of want to roll with you on this. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to roll with you on this next one. With the Cleveland Browns, the 4-7 Cleveland Browns, but with Deshaun Watson coming in, hasn't played a football game in 2 years. I know you're gonna hone in on that point. I already know. -7 at Houston. Houston +7. Hear me out, man.
I please do because this is such an easy pick, John, that I wanted to make it a best bet, and I'm like, I can't do it because to me this is the easiest pick maybe of the season.
Okay, so while the reason why I'm flip-flopping on making this my hold your nose pick of the week and why I chose Denver and like I wanted to kind of go with you and then what am I missing and take this on my hold your nose. Houston fundamentally cannot guard the run. Just like forget the Deshaun Watson, forget the whole fiasco. They cannot stop the run week in and week out. We watch it literally. They stink against the run.
Yeah,
and they're going up against the number one running back in the league, in Chubb. Like so Nick Chubb. So like on the surface, it should be like that's a touchdown right there. That by itself should be a touchdown. Why now? I'm on your side here because I know for a fact you're going Houston. I know for a fact you're going Houston here. And why I agree with you is because Deshaun Watson hasn't played 2 years. He's gonna make a mistake. He's gonna do something, but to who? Like the Houston Texans are don't play defense. Like that's the issue here. You know what I'm saying? They can just run the ball. Like if worst comes to worst, Deshaun Watson can literally just turn around, run the ball, and they're gonna get 7 points. So as much as I like Houston, they were my darlings this year. They're gonna get the first pick of the draft. I like the Browns, man. But go ahead, talk to me.
No, I mean, like you said a lot of the stuff that I was gonna say. Houston is for sure my hold my nose pick of the week. Just they're never out of it with 7 points. I don't think Cleveland with Deshaun Watson is going to be good enough to get ahead by 21, 28, 24 points to the point where you're like, oh, I can't believe that. There's no way I'm going to cover this game. I think Houston's going to be in it. I think Houston looked pretty good against was the Eagles on Thursday night a couple weeks ago. I think when it's a big game, I think Houston can rally. I just think they kind of get lost in the shuffle on like the 1 o'clock games and stuff like that. I also think this is a big time, I feel like, revenge game for Houston. I don't know if the players feel it as much as the franchise maybe, but dude, the guy just quit on your franchise. He quit on you. If you're still there from when he was there, he absolutely just quit on you. And now you have a chance to do what Seattle did to Russell, but in the middle of the season to probably end Cleveland's chances. If Cleveland doesn't win this game, their chances of making the playoffs are probably done. They're going to be 4-8 with 5 to go or whatever it is. I just think Houston, there's just such a big storyline. Deshaun Watson, to your point, has not played in forever. When he did play in preseason, he did not look good. He has so much going on off the field, so many issues, so many allegations. 7 points to me is just like, that's lovely. 7 points at home in a big time matchup.
Dude,
I
it's a
can't believe
Houston
this is just a
Texans.
1 o'clock. I just can't believe this is a 1 o'clock game. I thought it was going to be 4 o'clock at least.
Houston Texans, man, they can't guard anything. They can't tackle. Who's gonna tackle Chubb? Chubb might have 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, dude, just load the
All right.
box and make Deshaun Watson beat you. I don't know.
All right. Last game of the 1 p.m. / noons for me. Pittsburgh, 4-7, +1.5 at the Atlanta Falcons, 5-7. Yo, this seems like it should be a poop factor game. Shout out to Bill Simmons. This is one of the most important games of the entire 1 o'clocks, which is crazy, dude. It's crazy. There's so many good games on. Pittsburgh, in my opinion, is not only fighting for a playoff spot, wild card. I think they're fighting for a division. I know it sounds crazy, but if the Ravens fall, on their heads again, and Cincinnati loses to what everyone thinks the team's gonna go to the Super Bowl, like in the Super Bowl rematch, like the Pittsburgh Steelers are right there. Their defense is coming through. Their quarterback is finally showing form. Their rookie wide receiver is going form. Warren is starting to get nice carries. Their offensive line is starting to hold it together. And on the other hand, Atlanta keeps falling on their face. Their division staring them right in the face, man. Like it's crazy. I don't think that they're going to be able to do anything against this Pittsburgh defense. I think this is the best bet for me. I love the Pittsburgh Steelers here. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to start getting serious starting this week. They're going to start being the team that you don't want to play in the playoffs. They're going to start that's who they're going to start talking about, in my opinion.
I'm with you on that. I'm trying to look. I can't pull it up quick enough, but I'm trying to look at when I put the Atlanta future in for them to win the division, because I think since I've done that, I think they won one and then have
Same, bro.
lost like 3 in a row. It's been incredible, and I pick them every week. So this is my line in the sand game. I'm going with Atlanta again. I don't know what it is with them that they just can't. It's like ever since that Carolina game where it was a crazy shootout, they just haven't been able to bounce back from that. I'm really not sure what it is with them and like what's going on. But again, like this division is up for grabs. I mean, it's crazy.
Even if they lose, bro, it's still up for grabs. They have a bye week, which is nice for them. And then they have the Saints.
Yeah, but you gotta assume that Tampa Bay is gonna get it going at some point here.
I don't know, dude. They have the worst coach in the league.
They really do. They really do. But
And they have the craziest injuries, dude. The we're gonna get to the Buccaneers later here, but the Buccaneers, their schedule is not too friendly, man. They have the Saints, who they can never beat besides this season, right? It was the first time they beat them in the regular season, so we'll see how that goes. Coming up, we'll talk about it. And then they have at 49ers, Bengals, and then Cardinals, Panthers, Falcons. Like, I don't know if they're gonna get it together
yeah,
before at least week 16.
yeah. I mean, I think I bet the Falcons after they lost to the Chargers, and they've played the Panthers, Bears, and Commanders since then. They've gone 1-2. It's incredible. So, the good thing is in those games though, they won against the Bears at home. They lost on the road in both those games. I think they're better at home on the turf. I think it allows the running game to get going. Kyle Pitts
Okay.
is hurt. Kyle Pitts is looking like he's gonna have
Out for
knee
the year.
surgery, so he's gonna be out
He
for
already
the
had
year.
it.
Already had it. Okay, so he's a huge weapon. They obviously lose. Drake London's been looking pretty good though. He's been making
Yeah.
some nice catches. I'm happy for them. Drake London was a guy we were looking at when it came to the draft and everything like that. So I think that the Falcons should be able to run the football on the Steelers. It's going to be tough. The defense is much improved with TJ Watt back, obviously. Kenny Pickett's been looking pretty good, rounding into form. Najee Harris has been getting it going on the ground. He got hurt last week. I'm not sure what the extent of his injury is. I don't see anything.
So I think they're happier with Warren being healthy this week, and Snell did well. I don't think they need Najee.
Yeah,
Najee's injured.
didn't
Yeah, I don't
practice
know.
due to a oblique injury. So
Yeah.
this is all, Wednesday when we're recording. So it didn't practice. But yeah, Warren comes back. I mean, that's huge. He's been looking pretty good for them. So yeah, I mean, I really do. I do like the Falcons here, but it is my line in the sand game. If they do not win
Okay.
this game, it's 1.5. So if they don't
Uh,
win this game, I'm out on them
They're
for the
not
rest of the
going
year.
to. Yeah, they're not going to in this game, and I'm with you though. I have Atlanta in all my division features too, but I also have plus 1500 Pittsburgh to make the playoffs, and I think
Yeah.
it's we're starting to get into shape here. And let's roll to our 4 o'clocks. We got four 4 o'clocks, two 405s, and two 425s. Let's start with the 405s here. Seattle at the Rams, man. The Rams are I mean, if it wasn't for the record, I think they would be the worst team in football.
Yeah,
But
they're bad.
they snuck in 3 wins here with Cooper Cup and Stafford, mixing it up. But Aaron Donald is not playing. He hasn't missed a game in years. Forgot the exact date. It must be like 3-4 years or something. The Rams don't stand a chance. I don't care that it's division. I don't care that they have a running quarterback. I don't care that Seattle's been looking bad. This is a get right game for Seattle. Seattle 7.5. Give it to me.
I'm in the same boat. Not too much analysis here because the Rams simply have nobody. 7.5. I looked at it for a hold your nose pick here, but I think I did that last week. I think that was one of my few losses. It wasn't on here, but it was in the actual pick'em pool. That was one I had. I had the Rams. I don't know why I did it. It drove me crazy the whole day. So, I'm not doing it again.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's jump to the other 4 o'clock game here. I thought this was going to be flex to Sunday night. I wonder why I didn't. I'm sure there was some.
I'm sure they tried, and no one wants to watch the Colts.
Yeah, there has to be something about probably 49ers are maxed out at primetime. I feel like I've watched them so many times.
Yeah, true.
So it's the Miami Dolphins, 8-3, top of the division right now, plus 3.5 at the 49ers. I mean, everything in the world's telling me to take Miami here. Everything on earth. Plus 3.5, Tua, the Dolphins, Garoppolo stinks. Dude, I love the 49ers here. I'm gonna pull up the public while you talk to me about what you got here.
Yeah, to me, this is a type of game I just don't. I mean, weird type of. I don't know if it's a revenge game. Mike McDaniel obviously coming from San Francisco, so that's a big time storyline.
This is a friendly game, like the coach friends game. They're all from the same tree.
Yeah, exactly. And then Mike McDaniel obviously going East Coast to West Coast. Miami going to San Francisco. San Francisco, I mean, don't look now. 7-4, top of the division, tied with, or no, one ahead on Seattle right now.
Going to a Super Bowl, bro. World's
I hope
like
so.
world least kept secret.
I really do hope so.
You want me to
Miami,
you want me to walk you? You want me to not give you good news?
all the money's on Miami.
80% of the bets and 85% of the money.
Dude, I'm starting to change my tune on this whole cuz we do this show so early in the week. I'm starting to follow that. I'm starting to tail the people that have 80% of the money on the line on a freaking Wednesday for a Sunday kickoff. I think that fading the public is good on Sunday. I don't know how I feel about it on looking at it on Wednesday afternoon and recording Wednesday at 10 o'clock at night. Because I think if you're out there putting real money down this early in the week, I think you're sharp. I think there's a reason why you're out there putting the money down. So the percentages don't scare me too much. I think I'm flipping my tune on that. You're talking about the bye weeks. I think that my thing that I focus on going forward. I love Miami here. Plus 3.5. I think their offense is explosive. I don't think the 49ers have been that explosive on offense. The one game with McCaffrey where he ran through and caught a touchdown was cool, but give me Miami plus 3.5 for this one as my third and final best bet of the day.
Oh
I
man,
think they just score, score, score. I have Tyreek Hill. I love Tyreek Hill now.
this is a Joe pick of you. I'm telling you right now. We'll revisit. This is such a Joe pick of
Yeah,
you.
we'll talk next
I'm
week.
disappointed.
We'll talk on Twitter. Follow us, Winning P Weekly on Twitter. We'll be talking about it.
Greg, I have some good news here before we go into the 425s. Atlanta has a bye next week. It really
Oh,
is a line in the sand game. If they don't win this game, man, it's over.
it's
It's over
over.
for yeah.
Three
All right,
weeks in a row. Can't keep losing.
425 Super Bowl rematch on a 4 o'clock on a Sunday. Random.
Yeah, weird.
Chiefs 9-2, -2.5 at the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals have Jamar Chase back. He's been waiting for this game. He's had this game circled. That's why didn't go on IR. Now that we look at it, +2.5. Cincinnati's been looking good. Chiefs been looking mediocre, but as always, just really good. What do you like in this game?
Yeah, I'm looking now because we know Jamar Chase is back. Do we know what's going on with Joe Mixon?
I think he's playing.
Return to a limited practice. So yeah, I think both these guys are coming back, dude. I love Cincinnati here. I think the offense with these guys
Don't say
back.
that to me, Greg. Don't say that to me.
Why is that?
Because we need the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know, but stuff like this does never works out for the Jets. So I'm not gonna start banking on it now, even though it's been a miraculous season. Jamar Chase coming back, Joe Mixon coming back. The defense in the second half makes adjustments, make plays. Kansas City, they've had a tremendous season, even without Hill. They've been doing it without a running back, man. Their running back situation, I think, is one of the least talked about storylines in the NFL. But it seems like moving on from Clyde Edwards-Helaire to Pacheco there, the young running back they have.
Isaiah, yep.
Yeah. So I just think the Cincinnati Bengals, they got revenge on the
They
mind.
got Melvin Gordon, bro.
Yeah, they scooped up Melvin Gordon. I mean, who knows what could happen with that, but I just like the home team getting points, a big time game, rematch of the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, to your point, had this game circled. I love Cincinnati here +2.5. This is another one I might look at an alternate line bet. I might be looking at an alternate line parlay this weekend.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs here, man.
Yep.
Chiefs -2.5. Mahomes and Kelsey is just unbelievable week after week after week. The defense holds up. The special team's been looking good. They got Melvin Gordon now, who's hungry. So they have wide receivers. I mean, dude, there's no reason to doubt the Chiefs, especially after they beat this exact same Bengals team. I love the Chiefs here, man. There's no reason to doubt it. The first game back for an injured wide receiver, Mixon, first game back. I don't know. The Chiefs are just a Super Bowl caliber team, man. I think the Bengals are going to be taking this game way too much, way too serious. They remind me of the Jets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, yeah, this is gonna be the biggest game. We're circled. We're gonna come back, from all our injuries for this one game. Chiefs like, all right, yeah, sounds good. We're gonna beat you the same exact way we beat you last time. And so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna roll with the Chiefs here. Sounds like you love the Bengals. Let's move on to the other 425 game, and I guess maybe I'm just rolling with my heart here. Maybe I'm just because I'm in December and these games matter for the Jets, so maybe that's what this is all about. Because the Chargers -2.5 at Vegas Raiders, and the Vegas Raiders winning in overtime 2 times in a row. They're gritty. Everything in my life is telling me I should take the Chargers. Coming off 2 emotional wins for Vegas, Chargers finally looking to get it together. But you know what, man? I'm just gonna keep riding this Vegas train. Vegas is a train wreck. Okay, we know they were a train wreck in
Yeah,
the beginning, and now they're a train wreck, and maybe in this positive way, where they're just gonna keep like grinding these crazy games out. I mean, that sounds about right. Where McDaniel ends the season with some crazy stupid wins. You know what I mean?
ends the
Derek
season
Carr,
like above 500. Everyone's like, "Oh, he had a great second half."
yeah, like missed the playoffs by 1 game. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Like in a rebuild. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and it starts here, man. The Chargers. As soon as you start liking them, what happens? As
they
soon as you
stink.
start, like if you even like look at the Chargers, they're gonna fall right apart. And this is a game for them. It's gonna be great for the Jets. It's gonna be great for the Raiders. It's gonna be great for the NFL with the division games coming up. In the horrible AFC West, especially if the Broncos win, if Vegas wins, these games are going to matter a lot more coming down the stretch. So I love Vegas here. What do you got?
I like the Chargers. Might be a sucker pick. Might be a square pick. I just can't bet on on Vegas, man. They just need absolute miracles in order to stay in football games. You just that runs out eventually. I mean, Josh Jacobs ran for what seemed like a bazillion yards and 3 touchdowns last week. I just don't think you get that every week. The Chargers don't really particularly scare me on offense or defense. They're banged up all over the place. They might be the most injured team in the NFL. I feel like we say that every week, but they still come out here swinging. So give me the Chargers. -2.5 on the road. It's under a field goal. I think it could easily be one of those games that comes down to a field goal at the end of it. I just hope that the Chargers are kicking it.
All right, Sunday night football. Greg, I don't know who the better coach is here. The 4-7-1 Colts
Oh,
with Jeff Saturday. Is it at 11.5 right now? Oh, it's at 10.5
10
right
and a half.
now. At the Dallas Cowboys with Mike McCarthy. Dude, this is an insane amount of points for the
Back to
Dallas.
back. They were 10 points last week, too, Dallas.
Insane, dude. I think the Colts could win the game. I mean, I don't expect them to. I'm not saying take the money line, but 10.5 is banana town, man. Talk about alternate line. You could tease this down to 3.5. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like Indy here. What do you like, dude?
I like Indy, too, man. I think Jonathan Taylor looks like he is willing to play for Jeff Saturday when he wasn't willing to play for Frank Reich. I don't know what happened there, but all of a sudden he went from never missing a game in his career to he's injured every week to he's back and he's scoring touchdowns every week. It's so weird. He's so all over the place. Um, I like the move back to Matt Ryan. Like I like that the Colts are like, hey, we're trying to win. We're trying to win right now. I've liked Jeff Saturday so far. Whatever you want to say about the timeout situation at the end of the game last week. I just think 10.5 points is just so many points, especially with a team that's looking to play good defense and run the football. Dallas can score and they can score in bunches, but I don't know if they can close out games. They did against Minnesota a couple weeks ago, but last week against the Giants, they let them back in. They gave up a score. I think again with 10.5 points, I was thinking about this as a hold my nose pick because you're just never out of it. So give me the Colts. I think they're going to run a lot. I think it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be low scoring. Dallas's defense is legit. So give me the 10.5 points.
All right. Goes into Monday Night Football here. We got the 4-8 Saints +3.5 at the 5-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady prime time. Tom Brady, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the New Orleans Saints in the regular season. Worst coach in the NFL, Todd Bowles. This is an easy game for me. I'm going New Orleans. I don't care if it's Andy Dalton. I don't care if it's Jameis Winston. I don't care if it's Taysom Hill. I don't care if Kamara fumbles 3 times at the goal line. I like the Saints plus 3.5. Willie Lutz, baby, all day. I love the Saints plus 3.5.
I do too. All the same reasons you just said. I mean, if you listen to this podcast long enough, you know we've talked about Tom Brady in primetime for years. Saints against Tampa Bay has been a thing since he got to Tampa Bay. Granted, I think they beat the Saints earlier this season. The Saints have been, I think, one of the biggest disappointments this season. I know
I
that
agree.
it's tough when you're switching
Michael
head coaches
Thomas.
and stuff. Can't guard Mike because he's never on the field. 4-8 is just tough for the Saints. And they're 1 or 2 games back from the division lead. Like, I have them in all my parlays, and I still haven't given up. Because if they beat Tampa Bay falls to 5-7. The Saints are 5-8. Like, they're right there. They got a bye to get ready, get healthy. They might have a bye next week, John. They might be going into a bye week. I'm not sure. There you
They
go.
do.
Give me the Saints. Saints go marching.
All right, and that wraps it up on the full slate. Greg, hit me with your teaser of the week.
Teaser is easy. It's a 6-point teaser. It's plus 700. It's the Lions plus 5. The Falcons plus 7.5. The Packers plus 0.5 point. The Titans plus 11.5. The Cowboys minus 4.5. I said 10 is a lot of points.
Damn.
To your point, I switch it up here. I'm going Dallas minus 4.5. Miami plus 9.5. Cincy plus 8.5. I just like those numbers. You're getting over a touchdown for Miami, Cincy, and Tennessee, and the Falcons. I love it. Again, plus 700. It's a 17 teaser, 6 points. Lock it in. I won one this season. Oh, no, I won a Hail Mary this season. Haven't won a teaser yet this season. Need to get a teaser in. I'm absolutely loving this one this week.
So you know what's great, Greg? We don't consult on these picks before we make them. I have a teaser, also 7, also plus 700.
Love
and
it.
the only common pick is the Titans plus 11.5. So we have Titans plus 11.5. And we got the Patriots plus 10 on Thursday, Jets plus 9, Broncos plus 14.5, Steelers plus 4.5, Giants plus 8.5, and the Colts plus 16.5.
I might have to add the Colts plus 16.5
Crazy
instead of
number.
Dallas. Instead of Dallas minus 4.5. 16.5 is just a lot of points.
That's a crazy number for Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, they play good defense. They just don't score points, and they like to keep the ball on the ground. Going to my Hail Mary parlay, I'll start us off here. A casual plus 21,441 on a 7-game moneyline parlay. And it's all in favor of our beloved New York Jets. Starts with the New York Jets money line, goes into a Bills money line, Broncos money line, Steelers money line, Titans money line, 49ers money line, Kansas City money line. $100 win $20K. But $50 win $10K.
I'll take 25 on 5. I like that. $25 to win 5,000.
I like that too.
You can spend $25 on lunch. For me, I'm going back to it, man. It's been a long time since we've been able to get those Tsunami Speaks parlay in here. We're finally able to do it.
Go.
We're finally able to get back to it. It was so sharp. I don't know what it was, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, when we were actually able to bet it. These teams have been on buys.
I'm taking that myself. I
these teams
forgot.
have been able to play it. Jets money line plus 132, Giants money line plus 116, and I'm doing it because I believe in it. The Seahawks minus 7.5 against the Rams minus 105. Those 3 teams together are plus 880. The Tsunami Speaks parlay will get you up some money, get some bullets in the chamber for next week.
I'm taking that for 100.
And the beautiful thing, John, Jets and Giants, you get done at 1 o'clock, you win those games, everyone's excited, and all you have to do is sit back and watch Seattle beat the Rams at 4 o'clock. You just can focus on one game. There's other good games going on.
Listen,
focus on Seattle and the Rams.
Chill out because you're going to be relying on Geno Smith. So let's don't hold your breath.
It's great. I got him in my dynasty league. I'm marching right to the playoffs on Geno Smith's back. So let's get it going, Geno. Last week wasn't great. This week needs to be spectacular.
All right, so let's wrap us up here with the rapid fire wrap up Thursday night. Greg, Buffalo -4 at the Patriots. What do you got?
New England plus 4.
All right, I got the Bills here. Pittsburgh plus 1.5 at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons going into a bye week.
Atlanta minus 1.5.
I got Pittsburgh Steelers one of my best bets. Packers minus 5.5 at the Chicago Bears plus 5.5. Who knows who's going to play quarterback for both these teams?
Green Bay minus 5.5. My first best bet of the day.
I agree with you there. Both teams going into a bye week. Cancel each other out. You got the Jaguars at the Lions and basically a pick 'em. What do you got?
Detroit at home. Give me the pick 'em.
I'm going Jacksonville here. I think the coach and the quarterback got it together. New York Jets +3 at the Minnesota Vikings. Greg, please tell me you got the Jets.
Jets, Jets.
Let's go. I'll be representing us. Washington -2.5 at the New York Giants. +2.5 for the Giants. What do you got?
I got the Giants +2.5 at home.
Jets also best bet, but that's obvious. Titans +5.5 at the Eagles. What do you got?
Tennessee, my second best bet of the day.
I mean, I wish I could do a Barstool style earthquake right now because that's a double best bet right now. I love Tennessee. That's all my best bets right there. Steelers, Tennessee, Jets. Rolling through. Denver +8.5 at the Ravens. What do you got?
Baltimore minus 8.5.
Oh, man, hold your nose. Take Denver. Browns -7. Deshaun Watson's back at Houston +7. What do you got?
Hold your nose and take Houston +7.
Take every single Chubb over that you could possibly find and take the Browns -7. Seattle -7.5 at the Rams. What do you got?
I love Seattle.
All right, rolling with you there. Miami +3.5 at the 49ers.
Miami +3.5. My third and final best bet of the day.
Disgusting. I'm so disappointed in you. I'm gonna give you the shame Game of Thrones meme when the 49ers absolutely kill
I
Miami.
hope so.
Chiefs, Cincinnati, Super Bowl rematch. Cincinnati +2.5. What do you got?
Cincy +2.5 at home.
I'm rolling with the Chiefs. It's not broke. Don't fix it. Best team in the league last year. Best team in the league this year. Chargers -2.5 at Vegas. Vegas 2 overtime wins. What do you got?
I like the Chargers -2.5 unless it goes to overtime.
I'm riding with PF Chang's and the +2.5. Colts +10.5 at Dallas. What do you got?
Indy +10.5. It's too many points.
Man, I want Jeff Saturday to keep just beating coaches that stink. I'm taking the Colts +10.5. Maybe you'll sprinkle on the money line if I get excited. Monday Night Football. Saints going into a bye week at Tampa. +3.5 for the Saints. What do you got, man?
Saints go marching +3.5.
I love it. Saints money line. Tom Brady in prime time. He's too old. Let's go. Week 13 in the books. Greg, any last words?
Winning P Weekly on Twitter. You can find us there. Knicks, Jets, etc. YouTube channel. You can find the playlist Winning Picks Weekly on there. And of course, Winning Picks Weekly, the podcast available where all podcasts are available. Jay Meleka on Twitter if you want to interact with him one-on-one. But again, all the picks, Winning P Weekly. We'll be back later this week for a college football episode with Chip Murphy 7. It is going to be spectacular. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we'll see.
I don't want to hear Chip talk to me about the USC.
Oh, it's going to be something.
All right, we out. JTS, Jets. Let's go.